What typically happens in a meeting with your solicitor to discuss an employment-related settlement agreement? I'm Richard Hiron, the Hironator, and I'm an employment law solicitor, and I thought it might be worthwhile doing this video to explain a bit more about the process, because not everybody goes through the settlement agreement process, and it can be quite intriguing. So the key thing, first of all, is that we need to have the settlement agreement and ideally a copy of your contract of employment before we can go through the settlement agreement. We then sit down either online or in person and we discuss your employment history, a kind of potted version of your employment history, and we also go through what might be a claim that you might have which would likely be waived by the settlement agreement. We then go through the document in detail so that I can explain it to you in much more detail and in much more human language. And also, part of my job during that process is to try and figure out from what you've told me what isn't in the settlement agreement and what you might want to appear in the settlement agreement if that's the case. We then proceed along the line of asking for amendments, or it could simply be the case that you sign the document then and there. It's perfectly your choice. So, if you're finding a settlement agreement hard, bring it to Richard.